gentlemen, dear friends, teachers and trainers, professors, learners and listeners, those who are listening from the field of science, religion, spirituality, arts, commerce and engineering. The most honorable present Prime Minister and Dr. Narendra Modi ji, availability of our present ministers and doctors, presence of reverend fathers and mothers, affectionate sons and daughters. You are listening with 100% present sense of mind. It is really a great blessing and grace of Lord. Dear friends, today we are learning Sikhism. All of us, we know that our Indian land is the land of religions. And we are the originator, starter, beginner of all the religions, languages, customs, colors, styles, standards, manners, everything that make us keep us in present. We are the founder of all type of teachings of the different. So we will study today Sikhism. India, 15th century AD. Sikhism is a minority religion in India, followed by people called Sikhs, majority of whom live in Punjab, in northern state of India. Founded in the 15th century AD, Sikhism emphasizes on unity of God and service to humanity based on the concept of universal brotherhood. How do we define the term? Sikhism is followed by a section of people called the Sikhs. Originally in India's northern region, between the rivers Indus and the Gangas. As per one official definition, Sikhs are those who believe in the 10 Sikh Gurus and the sacred scripture Guru Granth. Succession of these 10 Sikh Gurus lived and preached during a brief and recent period of about 2.5 centuries between 1469 and 1708 AD. With Nanak as the founding Guru, the word Sikh is derived from Sanskrit word Shishya, meaning disciple, disciple of the Gurus, who treads on Bhakti Marg, the route advocated in Sikhism for salvation. It can also be said to be the noun for the Hindu language verb Sikhna, which means to learn, and as such, a Sikh is one who is a perpetual learner. Originally, Sikhs were a small community from Hindu and Muslim background who became followers of founder Nanak and were initially called Nanak Panthis, meaning followers of Nanak's ways. Later, Arjun, the fifth Guru, established Sikhism as a distinct religion. The writings of the previous four Gurus, his own compositions, as well as those of some Hindu and Muslim saints, rise the authority of this fifth Guru and the resulting growth of Sikhism made the Mughal rulers as well as some Hindu leaders of those times uncomfortable. The Guru was arrested and tortured to death, and thus became the first martyr in Sikh history. Founders. Sikhism in its initial form was founded by Nanak, the first among a succession of 10 Gurus, although it formally got termed as Sikhism later. A distinct identity was provided by the 10th Guru, Guru Gobind Singh, with the creation of the Khalsa in 1699. Autobiography of the starter, beginner and initiator of the Sikhism, Shri Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj. Nanak was the founder and the first Guru in a succession of 10 Gurus in Sikhism. He appeared on the Indian socio-religious scene at a time when there was considerable animosity prevailing between Hindus and Muslims. Born in a small village called Talwandi, Rai Poeki, later named Nankana, Nanak learned several languages as well as accounting. He started working, but his favorite activity was meditation. Nanak got married and had 2 sons, but his father found Nanak's indulgence in meditation and aimlessness quite disturbing. His elder married sister named Nanki took him with her to Sultanpur to work as an accountant with a Muslim chieftain, but his desire to abandon worldly activities remained strong. Joined by a rebeck playing Muslim named Mardana, Nanak left his job as well as his sister's house and started community singing of hymns composed by him with music lent by Mardana. During these wanderings and at the age of 30 years, Nanak had a divine experience. While bathing in a stream, he disappeared under water and reached the realm of God, who told him that he, Nanak, was a manifestation of God himself and should preach mankind how to pray and praise in the name of God, do charity, ceremonial cleaning of the body means Ishnan, service means Seva, and prayer means Simran. After missing for 3 full days, returned, and the first thing he told people who had gathered there in way was that there is no Hindu, no Muslim, meaning all are equal in God's eyes. From then on, Nanak, accompanied by Mardana, was always on the move preaching people. According to Sikh tradition, Nanak undertook four tours in 4 different directions, up to Assam in the east, up to Ceylon means present day Sri Lanka in the south, up to Makkah in the west, and extensively in the Punjab region in the north, where he preached the masses in accordance with God's directives to him. By way of singing the hymns he composed, he also drew inspiration from teachings of Muslims, Sufis, and saints, as well as Hindu saints who had earlier treaded the path of devotion towards God. Nanak finally settled down in Kartarpur, living with his close family and followers for the first time. He died in 1539 at the age of 70 years. Before Guru Nanak passed away, he had appointed his successor, the second Guru, in one of his followers named Lehna, renamed Angad, who in turn and before dying appointed his disciple Amar Das as the third Guru, followed by a succession of 7 more gurus. It was the 5th Guru Arjun who provided a sacred scripture, the Adi Granth. After his martyrdom in 1606 AD, his son Hargobind became the 6th Guru. He introduced the concept of Miri and Piri, combining temporal and spiritual authority. By the times of Guru Gobind Singh, the 10th master, Sikhs were transformed into a powerful society, naming themselves Khalsa. He was later assassinated by Mughal hirelings. Earlier, all his 4 sons had died. Before his own death, he had made a declaration about terminating the system of succession of human gurus and had directed the fraternity to look for no new guru but the sacred scripture, the Adi Granth, earlier compiled by the 5th Guru Arjun and enshrined in the Golden Temple at Amritsar since 1604. He in 1604 be considered as symbolic of all the 10 Gurus. Guru Gobind Singh declared it as the Guru Eternal, the ultimate authority on all matters relating to Sikh religion. Basic teachings and philosophy. All Sikhs follow one path, wiping out religious differences such as caste system of the Hindu way of life, where feelings of superiority and inferiority exist. Sikhism teaches about the importance of devotion to God and service to humanity with a feeling of universal brotherhood. Nanak Das rejected Hindu asceticism and promoted the new-found religion for the householder. Grasth Dharam, through company of holy men, Sadh Sangat, and importance of a guru, he propagated community hymns. He propagated community hymn, singing, kirtan, and listening of this singing by the common folk, particularly during the delightful early morning hours. Amrit Vela, concept of God and universe. According to Sikh tradition, there is one eternal entity called Paramatma, and that there is only one universal religion, which is love and good deeds put in practice. Hell or heaven, as assumed by humankind, both exist here only and not in any other realm. One can enjoy heavenly bliss by leading a life of love and compassion, or experience hell by living a life of lust, greed, anger, and ego. The six scriptures. Granth Sahib is a compilation of hymns composed by Sikh gurus, and some other Hindu and Muslim saints. This scripture is addressed as Guru because when the practice of succession of human gurus was discontinued by Guru Gobind Singh, the 10th and the last human guru, it was declared that from that time onwards, Adi Granth, original name of the scripture, be looked upon as the eternal Guru, and it came to be addressed as Guru Granth Sahib. Standardized version of the Guru Granth Sahib has 1430 pages, containing 5871 which are arranged according to ragas, means musical notes, and sequenced by the order of succession of the Guru who composed those hymns. Beautiful hymns by Nanak named Japji is sung by Sikhs at daybreak and Sohila in the evenings. The Adi Granth reflects a strong social current of those times, that is, ridding people of the ritualism, Hinduism, and highlighting monotheism and emphasizing on the importance of devotion. It may be interesting to note here that this holy text uses names of several Hindu gods as well as the name of Allah, means God's name in Islam, wherever reference to God is made. Underlying the all encompassing character of this fifth faith, Guru Arjan is understood to have dictated the text of this scripture to a scholar named Gurdas. Guru Arjan is understood to have dictated the text of this scripture to a scholar named Gurdas and got the first manuscript made. Later it was given its final form by Guru Gobind, the 10th Guru. Granth Sahib is kept on a raised platform under a canopy and is covered with richly embroidered cloth in Gurdwaras, where a Granthi reads it aloud and a volunteer remains in perceptual attendance. Waving fly whisk. The original Granth installed in the Golden Temple at Amritsar in 1604 AD is believed, according to one view, to be in possession of descendants of Guru Hargobind, the sixth Guru, and is known as Kartarpur Bir. No Sikh ceremony is regarded complete unless the Holy Granth is a witness to that ceremony. The Khanda with a central double-edged sword symbolizing belief in one God, and the two outer blades representing spiritual and temporal power. Ekomkar representing oneness or unity of God. Growth of Sikhism. Till the name of the 10th Guru, Guru Gobind Singh, coming on, Sikhs had remained rather pacifists. Guru Gobind Singh transformed the Sikh fraternity into a militant one, naming it Khalsa. This transformation was announced dramatically before a congregation of some 80,000 Sikhs who had assembled on the Baisakhi, means traditional New Year Day of 1699 AD, by asking for the heads of 5 Sikhs as a ceremonial sacrifice. One by one, 5 volunteers came forward and Guru Gobind Singh took them behind the stage, every time returning with blood dripping from his sword. He beheaded 5 goats instead. Their 5 men were declared as the Panch Pyaras, the 5 beloved ones. After this dramatic event, there was a great search in the following for becoming a Khalsa. People were initiated by way of administering sweetened water, means Amrit, from a common bowl. All were made to swear to observe 5 vows about always carrying 5 items, all starting with alphabet K, as follows. To keep unshaven hair, means case. To facilitate tidiness of the hair, to keep a comb, means kanga. To wear soldiers' breeches, means kacha. To wear on the right wrist a steel bracelet, means kada. And to carry a sabri, means kirpan. To obliterate caste system, all the followers of Sikhism were asked to bear a common surname Singh, meaning lion in case of man, and Kaur, meaning princess in case of women. Thus those who followed the vows of Khalsa as prescribed above constituted the order of the Khalsa. However, there are others who follow the Sikh way of life and believing in the Sikh scripture without being baptized. In the 19th century, Sikhism, like other societies, had reform movements like Nirankari and Namdhari, both attempting to prevent degenerations of Sikh traditions. Nirankari means Nirankar, meaning formless God. Movement was started by Baba Dayal Das, who was born in Peshawar in present-day Pakistan in 1783. He worked specially for receiving of purity of Sikh traditions, for like marriages and funerals, discounting the related Brahmanical superstitions. Namdhari movement started by Baba Balk Singh, born in 1799, was also aimed at reviving purity and glory of Sikh. He advocated simple living, abstaining from meat and alcohol, refraining from taking dowry or alms, and giving a tenth of earnings to charity. Reciting Lord's name means Nam, hence Namdhari, is an important practice among Namdharis. A recent movement in 1920 to 1925 AD in the name of Akalis, meaning Eternal One, started, which aimed at bringing purity and reforms in Gurudwaras, which influenced social and religious lives of Sikhs. Under the influence of a larger movement of non-cooperation against the British in the country, the movement widened and resulted in two-pronged struggle directed against the hierarchy, custodians of Sikh Gurudwaras on the one hand and the powerful British government in the Punjab on the other. Earlier 4 years, the death of Guru Gobind Singh, the 10th and the last human Guru, one Banda Bahadur, who had been designated as the community leader, led a militant confrontation against Muslim administration in the Punjab region. Although Banda himself was captured and executed, a certain momentum had gained for Sikh militancy against Muslim rulers, and it continued unabated. The constituted guerrilla groups of fighters, means missiles, continued troubling Mughal administration in Punjab through attacks in the difficult terrain of the jungles and mountains. Surprise was their best weapons. These Sikh guerrilla fighters had gained substantially, and by the middle of the century, much of the northern region of India between the rivers Indus and the Gangas came under their control. Leader of one such group of fighters was the famed Ranjit Singh, who became king of a region called Punjab. Later he defeated several smaller chiefs in the vicinity, including some Afghans and Kashmiris, extending his kingdom to the Indochina borders and the Sindh. Within a decade of Ranjit Singh's death in 1839, this kingdom collapsed, and the British, who had established themselves well in much of India, annexed the Sikh kingdom to their empire, and preceded by a succession of battles toward 1845 and 1849. The British helped Sikh The British helped Sikhs in keeping the distinct identity by way of observance of Khalsa traditions among Sikhs in their services. But after the independence of India, such a support vanished, and quite a few among the younger Sikhs started abandoning the age-old Khalsa traditions, leaving the elders worried about dangers to Sikh traditions, mainly concentrated in Punjab, the northern India, the northern Indian state, and numbering over 24 million in total. Sikhs are spread all over the globe, significantly in the UK, Canada, and the US. Succession of Sikh Gurus. Nanak, first Guru, 1469 to 1539 AD. The founder Guru, to whom God revealed the truth and how to preach the masses about importance of praise of God, charity, service to mankind, etc. Angad, second Guru, 1504 to 1552 AD. Known originally by the name of Lehna and a devotee of Hindu goddess Durga, he became Nanak's disciple immediately after coming to know of his philosophy. Amardas, third Guru, 1479 to 1574 AD, became a disciple of Guru Angad at the age of 62 and served the Guru with great devotion. Angad declared him the next Guru, a declaration challenged by Angad's son. But the community did not pay much heed to son's claims. Ramdas, fourth Guru, 1534 to 1581 AD, son-in-law of Amardas, the previous Guru, who pleased Amardas with devotional and perseverance in the serving his Guru. Arjun, fifth Guru, 1563 to 1606 AD, son of previous Guru, he established Sikhism as a distinct religion, compiled the Sikh scripture Adi Granth during 1601 to 1604 and installed it in 1604 at the Golden Temple, whose foundation stone was laid by a Muslim, Mian Mir, at Guru's invitation. Har Gobind, sixth Guru, 1595 to 1644 AD, son of previous Guru Arjun, and installed At a tender age of 11, he introduced a military system among Sikhs. Her Rai, 7th Guru 1630 to 1661 AD. Comparing to the previous Guru, done for peace. Harkishan 8th Guru 1656 to 1664 AD. Harkishan was only 5 years of age when he was installed as the 8th Guru and reigned as Guru only for a brief period of 3 years. Tegh Bahadur, 9th Guru, 1621 to 1675 AD. At the time of his nomination as Guru, Tegh Bahadur used to live in retirement at a village named Bakala on the banks of river Beas and was popularly known as Baba Bakala, Saint Bakala. Govind Singh 10th Guru 1666 to 1708 AD. Shaken by the treatment of meted out to his father, Govind Singh transformed the Sikhs into a militant community, naming in Khalsa Panth. Guru Gobind Singh was a warrior, saint, instilling militancy in the Sikhs against the tyranny of Mughal rulers. He prescribed codes of outwardly appearance of Sikhs, discontinued the system of succession by human gurus, and under a dictum, the holy book, the Adi Granth, earlier compiled by Arjun, the fifth Guru, declared the holy books as the eternal Guru, as symbolic representation of all the 10 Gurus thus far. Guru Granth Sahib, the Guru eternal, philosopher and guide for every Sikh, and given the respect of a Guru, the holy book was compiled during 1601 to 1604 by Arjun, the fifth Guru, considered as the Guru eternal after succession by human Gurus. The dictum by Guru Govind, the 10th and the last human Guru. This holy book became a symbolic representation of all the 10 Gurus. Brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, all of us, we know that the greatest feature of our land is unity in diversity. God, who is omniscient, omnipresent, omnipotent, and almighty, He who was, He who is, and He who will, in past, present, and future, He exists even in air, fire, soil, sky, and water. Where there is no five elements, God does exist also there, and it was strongly proved by Swami Vivekananda in 1893 to the worldly people by saying that as per the thoughts of the Vedas, God does exist where there is no light, where there is no sound, and we feel the presence of Lord in the waves of sound, rays of light. So, thanks all of you.